This used to be a small bedroom, and I took it and turned it into a curated, beautiful, boutique-inspired dressing room. You want to know how I did it? Well, come along with me and I'll show you how. My name's Michelle, and this is Michelle's Home and Garden, where I like to take beauty and style and decorating and put it all together, both in the home and in the garden. So as it gets colder out, we turn more towards inside as we talk about tips on creating your own boutique-inspired dressing room / makeup room. So this was a small bedroom, 10 foot by 10 foot with 8-foot ceilings. And I decided I wanted to turn it into my get ready in the morning, but I wanted it to feel like a boutique. You need to plan. But to do all that planning, you've got to get some ideas. I looked online for hours. And there isn't just one that you're trying to copy. You're not trying to find the perfect room, because there's going to be things that you don't like probably about every room you look at. You'll find other things that you want to do differently. You're looking to get ideas on what do you like for your lighting? What do you like for your shelving? For your mirrors, for your wall art? What are you using this space primarily for? Are you using it to put your makeup on in the morning? Are you using it to feel like a boutique, to store some of your pretty things in? Are you getting dressed in it? Do you need a place to hang your clothes? So all of those things are going to factor in. So you're going to plan that out. Get those mood boards together and all those different items that make your room feel like a boutique to you. Okay, tip number 2, plan your layout. So mine looks like it is custom built in, but it is not. And I will tell you the secret. These are bookcases. These came from IKEA. They're Billy bookcases, and we made them look built in with crown molding, with some beautiful gold hardware and some shelving. And we'll get more into that in a minute. In my case, my focal point is my display cases. So I planned all of that in one wall. Here in the center, I grounded this with a rug and made a little seating vignette. Over on the wall, I have a makeup table that was my husband's grandmother's that was passed down to me. And so I put my makeup on there. So what are you using this room for? Where are your different little areas that you're planning out, and how are you going to use it? Behind me, I have a window, so we had to put some beautiful window dressings on the window. I have linen light filtering curtain panels that are long and flowy. We went all the way to the top because these are 8-foot ceilings, so I want them to feel taller. And like I mentioned, this is a fairly small room. It is 10 by 10, so I color drenched the walls in Sherwin-Williams Alabaster. Did the walls, the trim, the ceiling, the closet doors, everything was color drenched. That makes this space feel bigger, and then with the curtains being the same color, it just all pulls it together and makes it all cohesive. Create custom without commitment. What do I mean by that? If we go to sell our home, we want this still to be listed as a bedroom, not a closet, because a bedroom is going to give us more return on investment than a closet would. So we wanted this to be custom looking. I wanted it removable. We did the Billy bookcases from IKEA, gold hardware that makes it look more custom. Crown molding was the extra icing on the cake on top. I needed a place to have a long full-length mirror. There just really wasn't a wall big enough to put that on. Well, then this worked out perfect. By going with only 3 bookcases, I was able to get a full-length mirror that I purchased at HomeGoods and put it in between the bookcases. But had we not finished the top off, you would have had a big hole up there, because you would have had a bookcase and then 2 bookcases, a piece of crown molding on the front, and then an empty hole, which would not have felt custom at all. So those MDF type shelves that you can get with brackets that they sell separately John picked up a real long piece of shelving and he ran it across the top of all the bookcases. That gives that closed in feel there, that it's actually like a cabinet, like it's built in, but it is not. So these easily could all be taken out, these bookcases. Everything else in the room are things that are furniture and decor that could be moved out. So I still am able to market this if we go to sell as a bedroom. The new buyers may really love this idea, because these would also work if you were going to redo this room as an office or a playroom, a reading room to have bookcases in, sewing room, you know, any type of craft type room with having all this extra storage. So a new homeowner may like the bookcases. If you're a renter where you cannot have permanent things and you have to make it renter friendly, this would be a good option for you, because this gives you the custom built-in feel, but you can easily take these down when you move on to your next location. And also, custom comes usually with a very, very high price tag. These do not. So you are getting all of the look without the commitment of custom, and also the easeability to change it out down the line if you need to. Boutique details. So what makes it feel like a boutique? Well, the first thing is going to be your lighting. Lighting is so important in here. So I'm sure you've got your mood board all ready to go, and you know that lighting that speaks to you, that when you see it, you're like, yep, that's what I want. Well, I knew that with the chandelier. So I knew I had to have a chandelier in here. So the chandelier, but there's additional lighting too. I ended up doing lighting over my makeup table, but I didn't have it hardwired. There was no lighting there previously. Okay, so this was my art light that I got on Amazon that I mounted above my mirror, my vintage mirror, above the makeup table, and it just has an on-off. So it's just a little bit of extra to get ready in the morning with my makeup, and works out great. Rechargeable also. There's a little place up here that you can put the charger in to recharge it. And I only have to recharge it every few weeks. So it holds the charge for a long time. So that's a good option if you don't have a lighting fixture to hardwire in. This is really pretty, I think. I found mine on Amazon, and any of the links that are still available of things that I've purchased, I will put down in the description box for you if you're interested in shopping them. Now, some of the other lighting is in the shelving units themselves. Okay, so this is the cool lighting I did. And it's little strips, and they're magnetic on the back, and you charge them. And then there's sticky on one side, and you just stick these metal clips on the other, on wherever you're gonna put them, and there's an on-off on here. And you can do where it's automatic, so that every time the doors open, this automatically comes on. And it just magnetizes up there. So it's easy to pull down to recharge. And then after a few minutes, that light will automatically shut off. And then when I open the doors open, I have that. Now I could have, if I wanted, mounted one under each one, but I didn't. I opted just to do the one, which I think is plenty. I honestly don't really need it. I know that that's a thing that people like to do that. Okay, what about mirrors? Of course, a boutique-like experience, you're gonna have mirrors. Now, I have quite a few mirrors because I like mirrors anyway. Mirrors reflect light. I have the window here, so the mirror also makes the room feel bigger, brighter, lighter. So I have a mirror, a pretty ornate vintage mirror above my makeup table to use to put my makeup on. I have a smaller one on the makeup table for magnifying. I have my beautiful full-length gold French-inspired mirror that I got at Home Goods on the wall for that full-length effect. And then I have a smaller mirror I'm using more as an art piece on the other wall that I had picked up when I was shopping in Paris, and just absolutely love it. Very vintage. Put it in my checked bag, hauled it home with me, which leads into artwork. Artwork is another thing that you may want to add into your boutique inspired room. My mannequin, the mannequin came from Hobby Lobby and is still available at Hobby Lobby. And I like to dress the mannequin in my signature colors in that black and white color scheme, and then also put lots of pearls that I've collected over the years, the pearl necklaces, and then top it all off with a little French beret to be that French inspired, just that decor there in the corner, and brings in that boutique type feel. Another thing is seating. I wanted to have a little place to sit, a little place to drink coffee if I wanted to. I could have done an island in here in the middle. A lot of times you'll see in closets where they do an island and put different accessories inside of the island. I opted not to do that because of the limited space, also the movability of that, and having a makeup table right here. I just thought it was too much furniture, and I thought this broke it up. The rugs are another thing. Rugs really anchored in here. I do have beautiful hickory hardwood floors that I like to show off. John installed all these, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So when you go into a boutique, they don't have a lot of stuff. Have you ever noticed that? Most boutiques don't. It's very, very selective. They may have a few bags and a few shoes and a little bit of clothes. It's not like a discount store where everything's crammed in and you're not getting a shopping cart when you go into a boutique. So very, very spacey and airy feeling that, so you don't, when you're styling your shelves, do not cram them full of things. Pick out things and really purposely style them. Does it have meaning to you? Does it coordinate? Should they go together? Now, in my case, I'm doing a little bit of everything here in this shelving. Not only do I have bags, I have scarves in clear plastic containers that I put on the bottom. And that was another thing I was going to add as far as containers and things to set your purses on. There's all kinds of options online. If you look into things to add into your closet shelving, that you can upscale all of your stuff by adding those types of little details to hold your items, to display your items. So just a variety of things, and tried to color coordinate that. So your styling is very important to give you that boutique inspired feel, and paring it down is important. You don't see my tennis shoes in here. You don't see my slippers. You don't see my flip-flop sandals that I wear out into the garden. That's not what you want to put in your shelving. Those all have a place, but they have a place somewhere else, not in here. Well, if you've stayed this long in the video, thank you so much. I wanted to show you how I daily use this. Now, I work outside of YouTube. I have a full-time job, but I go to an office every day. So every morning I am getting ready in my makeup room. This was one morning early this week, still dark outside, so you are going to get glare from the lights. Now, one of the main questions I think I will be getting is, how come I don't have clothes showing in the room? Why didn't I do more built-ins on the far wall, on the opposite wall? Couple of reasons. Space. I'm very limited on space. There wouldn't have been room on the opposite wall to do built-ins because of the closet already being there, the door, the window. So it was all about placement. Also, I have multiple closets in my home, and I preferred the look of having the clothes behind closed doors and not actually seeing them. It's all about preferences. It's what do you like and what would work best for your style. Now, keep in mind, this video isn't telling you you need to do it this way or there's only one way to do it. This is just how I did it, and I wanted to show you, maybe give you some tips, ideas to get you thinking about how you want to use your space and things that I had to think through as I was creating this space. Because some of you may say, oh, I don't like white walls. I would have used a different color, which is fine because it's all personal preferences. Now, you may already have bookcases on hand. You could thrift bookcases. I opted for the IKEA bookcases because I had decided I wanted glass doors, which you can buy as an accessory to go on the Billy bookcases. And I knew I wouldn't be able to get that look had I used existing bookcases without that option of putting the glass doors on. And they were very reasonably priced, which that was one thing. I wanted it to look custom like, but I was also looking at the price of it and having it removable. So another question I think will be, why didn't I go all the way to the ceiling with the bookcases? Well, when we got these bookcases, it was a couple years ago when I put this room together. I don't think that was an option. The Billy bookcases, they've really expanded the line at IKEA. And now there's a lot more options of units than there was when I was originally looking. And I don't mind that it's not all the way to the ceiling because I put some decor up on top of it. It's all about personal preferences and what you like and what you'll use. And you can do this too. I hope I gave you inspiration. I hope I gave you some ideas, a jumping off point to get you started. And like I said, it's totally customizable to your style. And if you like these types of videos, hit the subscribe and join us. We would love to have you. Well, I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. And for more inspiration, check out this video next.